11, a federal lawsuit puts the city of Grand Rapids and its police department on one side and the police union and a former lieutenant on the other, as they fight to keep conversations between officers private. The lawsuit stems from the wrong-way crash of a former Kent County assistant prosecutor and the controversial decision not to test him for drunk driving. Barton Dieters brings us the newest twist in this case. Barton?
Marley, the city and the media are the strange bedfellows in this case, calling for the release of the 5 recorded conversations, fighting the officers involved in the incident and the police union, which say the recordings violate their clients' rights. It all started on November 19th when an officer called in to say that he'd pulled over then Assistant Prosecutor Joshua Kuiper driving the wrong way on a city street and striking a parked occupied car.
This crash out here is Josh Kuiper from the prosecutor's office that's hammered going the wrong way on Union and plugged a parked car.
Stop. 3407.
All right.
That line 3407 was a line that was thought to be unrecorded and used for sensitive police business. In fact, those calls were recorded. From the beginning, the city has argued the recordings were, quote, inadvertent. But in this filing, the city says even if they were intentionally recorded, they are still not violations of federal laws against eavesdropping and wiretapping. The city argues that the officers involved were using city-owned phones to discuss police business and had no reason to believe their calls were not subject to recording, a concept known as expectation of privacy. It is obvious from the first and abruptly ended line 3604 call that as all the employees would be discussing GRPD-related business, the lawsuit states. They point to similar cases involving similarly recorded calls by police agencies in South Bend, Ohio, and elsewhere, where courts determined that cases were in the ordinary course of police work and are exempt from the federal anti-wiretapping laws. Lawyers advocating release of the calls say officials were not aware the calls were recorded until more than a month after the incident and after 24-hour News 8 started asking questions. In February, the officer's civil attorney suggested that these recordings go far beyond just these 5.
Somebody had to have turned it on. Somebody had to have known about it. This happened hundreds of times a day for at least 2 years.
Now, if the court rules that these recordings are public record and subject to Freedom of Information requests, there could be 2 years worth of unreleased police conversations once considered private that defense attorneys and reporters will be anxious to see. Live in studio control, Barton Dieters, 24-hour News 8.
Okay.